Trudie, tell me a little bit about this whole voyage, this biodynamic voyage with Allan. It's really great. I've seen your vineyards. They look so healthy. Tasted your wines. They're absolutely delicious, particularly Sister Moon. And it's your first vintage.
Yes, very exciting. But it was serendipitous, really, that we met. I was on an osteopath's table in LA, and I looked up at his wall, and he had a picture of a vineyard. And, you know, making small talk, I said, "Oh, Dr. Hagopian, that looks like a very nice vineyard." He said, "Yes, it's mine." And I said, "Well, where is it?" And he said, "It's in Topanga." I said, "You're kidding?" So the next thing I knew, I was seeing his vineyard, and on his next visit, which was to come and adjust stings back, he bought a bottle of his wine, and what he told me was that they were biodynamic wines. So I'd heard of biodynamics. I've read quite a lot about Trudie Styler because I'm a great organic proponent, as you know. Anyway, the proof of the pudding was in the drinking, and when I tasted Stefan's wines, it was like, God, the scales dropped from my eyes, because I tasted some organic wines and they'd really disappointed, and this was just heavenly. And he was kind enough to introduce me to Allan, who of course created the Benzinger Estates and who had created Stefan's vineyards in Topanga. So that's how our journey began, and I asked Allan would he come and look at the vineyards at Il Pelagio, which were in a sorry state. I think it's true to say that the grounds were very parched, the drainage system.
And that was 4 years ago? Or?
It was August '06.
Do you find the whole thing, the whole idea of biodynamic and also organic, it's almost a way of life, a way to live agriculture, a way to perpetuate, in a strange way, traditional ways, old ways of doing things, just, you know, really getting a feel for what's there?
Well, I believe it's the only way. I think that, you know, nature is complex in its simplicity, and what we've done and gone very wrong with intensive farming is to make that complex simplicity a whole lot more complicated, and in doing so we've screwed up the soils to a point where we're looking at exhausted soils that don't want to grow anything. Nature is kind to us. It actually wants to be fertile. That's its natural state. So actually sort of like trying to get it to be in the state that it was, in restoring rather than doing anything to it, I think is the message, right?
This is a holistic approach.
Right.
You know? I mean, if you look at the trend in the modern world, it's to pull everything apart. And we're looking at how the connections work and what is it that have the synergistic effects. What is
really
it that
right
lifts it up, you know, instead of separates it out.
Exactly.
And to be successful at this, you can't divide your life up so nice and neat like that. You have to be fully committed to what you're doing, because what this demands over and above everything else is your own personal attention. TLC, tender loving
care. Love it.
No substitute.
This is the Chianti from Sting and Trudie, a Sangiovese with a little bit of Canaiolo, local varieties, and a touch of Cab Merlot. Love the sweet fruit, a little bit of oak, balanced. Honestly, too good to be Chianti. I give it 88 points. The first vintage of their top wine, Sister Moon, 2007. Excellent vintage in Tuscany. Wow, sort of a blockbuster. Lots of fruit, a Sangiovese Merlot Cabernet blend, a touch of wood on the end. I'm 93 points. Super good for debut wine. Then a barrel sample, same wine, 2008. Less hot, more balanced year. A little bit fruitier, more floral, less wood. Remember, it's a barrel sample. I'm not going to give it an exact score, but I'm 91 plus. We'll see. It could be better than the 2007. You know, sometimes people don't think that biodynamic wines can be serious, you know, that they're just an excuse for marketing or they're sort of hippy-dippy. But this is the real deal. These are excellent wines made by biodynamic principles, and it's the proof. The proof is in the pudding, as Trudie said earlier. Great wines.